All right, last match of the day. Definitely a keep. Very nice looking hand. Opponent also keeps. Let's get the Ghost Fireblade down. Major Laser. That name sounds familiar. Why do I know Major Laser? Maybe I already played against him? I'm not sure. Let's see what we're up against. Tarka Red again? There's a lot of Tarka Red out there, huh? Alright. This hand is not particularly good against Tarka Red, nor is that draw. Alright. So this is interesting. I think we're probably going to have to play the Chief of the Foundry. Because if I try and equip Blade and he burns in... Well, actually, that's not bad. If I try and equip Blade and my opponent tries to burn in response, I can just pump. And then when it dies... Polluted Delta? Wait a second. What's going on here? Has he got Kolaghan's Command in there? Is it like a black-red aggro instead of the Atarka? Could be. Yeah, alright. I think we're going to have to contend with Kolaghan's Command, which is worrisome. Ah, okay. Maybe he's got a Pia and Kirin Nalaar deck as well. Could be. That's really nice, actually. So let's kill this. Still think I'd rather kill Swift Spear. Could be wrong. We'll find out. I just feel like, I don't know, something about Swift Spear. It's always good. I don't know what my opponent's playing either. So my opponent can Murderous Cut, and they only get one token. I think I'm still okay with that. My opponent Murderous Cuts, though, they don't get to pump Hanger back. And I still have a Ghostfire Blade. Feel like my opponent is debating it. I actually don't mind so much if they Murderous Cut this, because I feel like Murderous Cutting my Walker is better than Murderous Cutting my Chief of the Foundry. I'm okay with this, too. Oh, okay. Wait. Dragon deck. Got it. Playing against a dragon deck. Nothing revealed, by the way. All right, let's go. Walker. Opponent missed land drop, too. So, Disdainful Strokes coming in for this match. You have to assume Thunderbreak Regents in here. We haven't played against a ton of dragon decks, so our experience is a bit limited. think some murderous cuts are coming up, though. Don't really want to play the Chief of the Foundry. I think we're just going to swing. Probably busting the murderous cut, I imagine, which is fine. All right, busting it. So let's equip the blade. See if he burns in response. All right, now we're actually going to pump on my turn because I don't think my opponent wants to attack with Hangerback Walker. And I just want to guarantee I get that extra dude. So I probably just could have killed... Oh, he is attacking with Hangerback Walker. All right. Well, that's fine. Let's go... Pia and Akirin. I'm not sure why he attacked with Hangerback. I don't think that was wise. Found the third land. Next turn we can play Whirler Rogue and make Hangerback unblockable too? Jeez. I don't even... And I guess I probably don't even have to do that since I can just pump Hangerback again, throw it at something, like my opponent's face perhaps. What are we busting? Colligan's man. He is doing the Colligan's command. I don't know why he's killing the Hangerback, though. That seems pretty dangerous. All right. Take our medicine. If we draw a land, our opponent's just dead. Well, opponent's just dead anyway. Guess we can actually wait. I don't know any way of my opponent gaining life. I want to see if they cast anything. I want to confirm my suspicions about a dragon deck. So Murderous Cut, Colligan's Command. Opponent concedes, not showing us any information. Probably, I mean, not even probably. Definitely wisely. Okay. So let's cut the roasts again. Let's cut the Ghostfire Blades. Spot removal. My opponent's running Draconic Roar, so 100% there's dragons in there, which makes me want to bring in Disdainful Strokes. How good spot removal? How good's board wipes? I'm thinking if my opponent's running Swift Spear, is it probably safe to assume Hordeling Outburst is in there? Because Hordeling Outburst would also explain, would be good with Swift Spear. It would also be good with Thunderbreak Regent. Or, not Thunderbreak Regent, Kolaghan's with a 5-drop one or whatever. I kind of want to bring in the Disdainful Strokes. Problem with Disdainful Strokes is it doesn't stop any spell that we saw. It's totally based on the assumption that my opponent is playing the cards I think they are. We want to bring in the Negates because of Kolaghan's Command and Murderous Cut. I kind of want to bring in the Strokes too. I want to leave in the Outpost Sieges, I think. Do I want to bring in the Strokes? So if I bring in the Strokes, I stop Thunderbreak Regent, I stop Kolaghan's thing. Maybe we just don't bring in 4. His deck doesn't hinge on resolving dragons to win, but man, they do a lot for him. I think there's enough of his deck that's under that amount of mana where I probably want to go a bit less. We'll bring in some spot removal. He's probably... Wait, he's got P and Kieran Allard. That's what would justify the Hanger Backwalker. All right, let's bring in Radiant Flames. A couple of those. Let's cut 1 Negate. So 3 Negate, 3 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Radiant Flames, Wild Slashes. This seems okay to me, actually. I still think those strokes are going to be useful, especially if my opponent dashes the dragon. We know my opponent's got the dragon. Draconic Roar makes no sense otherwise. Okay, let's try this. Actually, I maybe wanted to cut the Outpost Sieges. If I just brought in like a million counter spells. Outpost Siege is worse. I mean, it just means I'm probably gonna have to use the other mode of Outpost Siege, but that's okay. I guess that's okay. I still think Hordeling Outburst is probably in there. So my opponent's gonna go... Guess we keep. I do see a problem with this hand, but I think it's still a keep. All right. Probably gonna just have to leave up Disdainful Stroke. Likely gonna have to leave up Disdainful Stroke for the first Thunderbreak region at least. Yeah, I don't have... See, this is one of those decks I just don't have a ton of experience against yet, so I have to play more to understand how to best sideboard against it. No plays from our opponent either, which would be indicative of, in my opinion, a 4-drop coming up. So I'm probably just going to hold up Disdainful Stroke. This would have been a sick turn to draw Hanger Backwalker, but many commenters have pointed out it's pretty difficult for this deck to play counterspells. The counterspells have been fantastic for me, but you have to play them correctly, which means sometimes you got to hold back on your mid-range stuff or basically you have to move your 3-drops back to like turn 5 so you can leave up a counter and play relevant stuff. That's going to come in. That was a good draw. Yeah, we're just going to kill that now, actually, on my turn. Or try to. All right. That's actually okay. I mean, I think that was, I feel like that was correct for the opponent, especially based on our hand, but that's not the end-all be-all. Basically, we just have to disdainful stroke his 4-drop here. Oh, he doesn't have a 4-drop. How fascinating. Well, that makes things slightly more difficult, but we're still okay here. We are taking some damage, but we're still kicking it freestyle. All right, one more turn, and then we can at least make a play plus leave up disdainful stroke. All right, so we'll counter that. Take some damage. Well, I guess we can play Swiftwater Cliffs now. And then we'll play Aggregate. Actually, I think I actually want to play Thopter Engineer because if my opponent has Murderous Cut, Vile Aggregate seems worse. So I think I'm just going to drop Outpost Siege, bring in more Fiery Impulse. It makes sense, actually. I probably should have just brought in the full playset. All right. Seems weird that my opponent would deal damage to me rather than bring back the Thunderbreak Regent. So now Murderous Cut the Engineer so you can get in for 5. All right. Busting a lot of goods here to get in an extra point of damage. I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, we do have to come up with an answer for this Flamewake Phoenix here. All right. Not a bad draw, to be honest. All right, so we play the Aggregate and pass. I'm going to have to come up with a solution for that Flamewake Phoenix here. So I pretty much have to counter whatever I can with this stroke, even if it means a murderous cut or something. All right, gotta stroke that. So we're gonna bring in the 4th stroke. Radiant Flames is still good in this matchup. My hunch was correct on that one. I'd like to draw my own. We'll see if we can. Not quite. All right. Let's go Siege here and pass. So Wild Slash, Kolaghan's Command, Murderous Cut. I'm just trying to gauge what my counters should look like in this matchup. I definitely need all my fiery impulses. Okay. So we got killed by El Flyerinos. But Outpost Siege, just too slow for this match. We're going to bring up our Disdainful Stroke count. We're going to bring in more spot removal. Because I just feel like killing Swift Spears is of the utmost importance. Not the utmost, but pretty important. And having Radiant Flames is pretty huge too. But stopping the dragons, I feel like is pretty important. Okay, Siege is out. We want all 3 impulses, I think. Maybe we just stick with 3 strokes. I don't know. That's difficult. Maybe just like, because this is still 8. Yeah, 8 removal. Do I want to cut like 1 aggregate? Maybe. Kind of want my flyers so I can block dragons. Too many Disdainful Strokes I could see being a big problem, definitely. This is probably geared about right. Yeah, I think we're going to try this. Is there anything that negate stops that dispel doesn't? Or, yeah. Kolaghan's Command, no. Murderous Cut, no. Wild Slash, no. Hurtling Outburst, which we have not seen. All right. We're going to make a judgment call here, and we're going to swap the dispels for the negates. Could also just drop the last negate for another piece of spot removal. Let's just try this. Yeah. I guess we keep. I see issues with this hand, potentially, but it's actually a little bit difficult to mulligan this one, just because if we do rip lands, this hand does a lot. Oh, yeah. What am I talking about? The dispels don't stop the Radiant Flames, which we have to assume our opponent has. Not that this hand can't beat Radiant Flames anyway, because Vile Aggregate plus this is like a must deal with Radiant Flames state. All right, he's going to get Radiant Flames, I guess, which it's not even that big of a deal. Would have been cooler if he missed, but not that big of a deal. Ooh, we don't want to actually play that yet because we don't want our opponent to know we drew a land. Not that it matters, I guess, but whatever. Could matter, I guess. It matters if we draw two more or another, yeah, two. If we draw two consecutive non-damage dealing lands, it makes a difference. All right, hanger back it is. So now opponent can cast Murderous Cut. I think we're just gonna go ahead and cast Aggregate. So I could have Wild Slash there, but I think we'll just probably chill on the Wild Slash until he tries to pump hanger back. I think that makes more sense. So we could go land Murderous Cut, which would actually be pretty good because Aggregate is a pretty big threat for us at the moment with these three little bad boys in our hand. Okay. So definitely would like to draw land here, if it's all possible. Yeah, land here would be huge for us. Yeah, that was a good one. Let's drop Pia and Kieran. Could do the Whirler Rogue. We get a little punished for it though, so I'd rather just play Pia and Kieran and bash accordingly. I mean, I guess nice thing about Aggregate is it survives Radiant Flames. Wow, hitting a hitting a Thunderbreak region off the top is pretty sweet, since I don't want him to play that. So Kolaghan's command can take out a Pia and Kieran and a Thopter, but then we just play a Whirler Rogue and we're okay. Phoenix is coming in, and we're going to take it. No play. Interesting. Play the land. That was a good draw. Let's go Whirler Rogue. We're going to play into Radiant Flames because we have another Whirler Rogue. All right, so here's the actual game plan. We're going to make the Pia and Kieran Noir unblockable because this has trample, and he's going to block it and then pump, and then we just Wild Slash it. So I think this is the way to do it. I think there's a good chance he's got Murderous Cut here as well. So this just makes more sense. It's a way to push through more damage. All right. Seems fine to me. So if opponent plays Radiant Flames, we just play another Whirler Rogue. Wow. Look at that. Our deck is just crushing. Just crushing. All we do is crush with this deck. It's incredible. All right. Sideboard adjustments I would do for the future in this match, since we don't have a ton of experience against the Dragon E decks. So that I think the negates are going to end up being better than the dispels, but I think we should probably assume our opponent brought in Radiant Flames, right? You have to assume. So didn't really get to experiment too much with Outpost Siege and Radiant Flames there, but I mean, we had Outpost Siege out once, and then we died. Not the best experiment with that, but still, yeah, this deck continues to just blow my mind. Every day I play it, and it does well. It just continues to blow my mind. So I really appreciate everybody's feedback. Any sideboarding tips against the black-red Dragons deck, I'm happy to listen to that. If I did something wrong or you think something could be different. If you're going to make a statement, just yeah, all you have to do is tell me some reasoning why so we can have a lively debate about it. I'm perfectly okay with that. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next video.